This video is an analysis of command decisions during the first 2 days of the Battle of Gettysburg, examining how chance and leadership collided on the battlefield. In late June 1863, the two armies moved toward Pennsylvania. Lee's objective was to draw the Union Army into a decisive battle, while Lincoln mandated Meade to destroy the Confederate Army. On June 30th, Union Cavalry Commander John Buford identified a Confederate column advancing on Gettysburg. Recognizing the strategic importance of the ground, Buford made the critical decision to hold the ground, buying time for Union infantry to arrive. Major General John Reynolds, commander of the Union First Corps, committed to fighting on July 1st, solidifying Gettysburg as the battleground. Tragically, this aggressive decision cost him his life within the hour. Lee seized the strategic offensive, concentrating his troops near Gettysburg. In contrast, Meade hesitated, forfeiting the strategic initiative. However, Buford and Reynolds seized the tactical initiative on the ground, forcing the battle on their chosen site. The fight for McPherson's Ridge was chaotic. The Iron Brigade's stand blunted the Confederate advance, while Confederate forces fell into the railroad cut trap, resulting in hundreds of surrenders. By noon, the intense fighting paused. The delaying action of Buford and Reynolds created a, quote, traffic jam of Confederate forces, giving the Union critical hours to bring up reinforcements. This resulted in an advantage for the Union. The afternoon assault began poorly for the Confederates. General Rodes attacked piecemeal, resulting in disaster. Minutes later, General Early's coordinated attack shattered the exposed Union 11th Corps, starting a rout. Pressed from three sides, the Union 1st and 11th Corps broke. The retreat descended into chaos. General Hancock arrived and, with his decisive presence, rallied the broken units, establishing a new defensive line on Cemetery Hill, saving the Union Army. As dusk fell, Confederates had a clear victory. Lee sent a discretionary order to General Ewell to take Cemetery Hill, if practicable. Ewell hesitated, failing to seize the decisive ground, which proved to be Lee's undoing. Overnight, Meade solidified the Union position into a formidable fishhook defense, anchored on Culp's Hill and Cemetery Ridge. The Union line was shorter, offering superior troop density and the advantage of interior lines. General Daniel Sickles, commander of the Union Third Corps, disobeyed direct orders. He advanced his entire corps forward, creating a vulnerable salient, and left the critical high ground of Little Round Top completely undefended. Lee's plan for July 2nd was for Longstreet to attack and roll up the Union left flank. The assault was plagued by Longstreet's delay and disagreement with the plan. The attack did not begin until 4 p.m., costing precious hours. Longstreet's assault ignited savage fighting in the Wheatfield and Devil's Den. Simultaneously, Union forces rushed to occupy the undefended Little Round Top, with the 20th Maine making a legendary bayonet charge to save the Union flank. The Confederate attack swept over Sickles' corps and briefly breached the main Union line. General Hancock ordered the 1st Minnesota to charge a superior force, buying critical time but suffering an 82% loss rate. The Confederate wave stalled. Historically, Gettysburg marked the last major Confederate invasion of the North and a decisive shift in momentum toward the Union. This moment highlights how single events can alter the course of a nation's future. Let's reflect on some questions. First, how did the Battle of Gettysburg change the direction of the Civil War, and why is that turning point still important today? Union and Confederate commanders faced critical choices affecting thousands of lives. The battle serves as a case study in leadership, strategy, and accountability, with lessons still applied in crisis management today. Second, what does Gettysburg reveal about leadership and decision-making under pressure? In the Gettysburg Address, Lincoln reframed the war as a fight to preserve the Union and defend democracy and equality. The address continues to shape how Americans understand freedom and civic responsibility. Third, why is the Gettysburg Address considered one of the most influential speeches in American history? With over 50,000 casualties, Gettysburg forced Americans to confront the brutal realities of war. The battle helps frame contemporary conversations about the cost of conflict and the moral weight of military decision. Fourth, how did the human cost of Gettysburg influence public opinion then? And how does it connect to how we view war today? Gettysburg became a symbol of sacrifice and national survival. Today, it remains a place of remembrance and debate, influencing discussions about patriotism and the Civil War's legacy. Finally, in what ways does Gettysburg still shape American identity and memory?